Hi everyone! So in this video what I wanted to do was go through a number of different Christmas nail art designs so that you've got quite a few different ones to choose from. Some pretty simple, some a little bit more complex, so that when you are doing other people's nails there's a few different ideas that you can sort of go from. So what I've got here already is some that I've already done previously. I've already pre-prepped these ones here, and I'm going to do these 5 here in these colours. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this one here and I'm going to show you how I do that. This background here is actually cashmere wrap from CND, and I'm going to come in with Kiss from a Rose over the top. So I've got here this collection of nail art brushes which I absolutely love. So I'm going to come in with Bosset. So it's quite a fine detailer brush. So we're coming in with a circle. So how I tend to do it so that I can try and get my circle as even as possible is I would come in and pop a dot sort of in the middle. Now bearing in mind I want enough room to be able to put my dots at the top there, so my circle needs to be about here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop that centre dot just there, and from that I'm just going to draw across. Like that. And by doing that it gives me a centre point so that then I can come in and draw my circle. Okay, and then you fill in your circle. Okay, so once you're happy with this design, because as you can probably see on this one here, in fact I'll show you this one, it'll be easier. I have sugared the top of this, but I haven't sugared all of it. So you've got the little spots for the baubles, and you've got the Christmas tree, and you've also got the outer part of the bauble that I've sugared, and then the design that's on the rest of the nail I haven't sugared. So what I need to do is I need to come in and put any of the other work that I want on the background of this nail first, because then we're going to cure that. So on here I've got a couple of stars. So I'm just going to show you very quickly how I would go about doing my stars. Now I'm going to come in with some white. So you can either use like a thicker art gel. So I have Brill Bird and it's Geo1, which is a white one. Or you can use, I've also got like a Nail Chemi one. Or if you want to and you don't want to come in with that thicker gel, you can then come in with one of your CND colours. So you could then just come in with your cream puff. It's entirely up to you. So I'm going to show you with the cream puff. I would usually use one of my art gels, but I'm going to show you with my cream puff for any of you that haven't got any art gels, just so that you can see the difference and how you would go about working. Now it's quite a small nail, so you're not going to need to use a lot of product. You want these stars to be quite delicate. Okay, you want them to be quite thin. See how this one's quite small? Obviously this one's a little bit bigger, but this is a longer tip. So you only really want a very small amount of detail. Now just bear in mind that you are going to have to make room here to put your dots and that part of the ball as well. So I wouldn't put anything there. Now this is a dotting tool. Obviously there's all different sizes. This is one of my smaller ones. So because of what I'm doing, I am going to come in with my small one. So you just place a little bit on the end of your dotting tool and you just pop a dot on, as you can see. And then you need to come in with one of your brushes. So again, it's personal choice. I think I'm going to come in with, because I only want to do a tiny one, I'm just going to come in with this one, which is the teeny one. So if you can see here, it's quite a small. I would normally come in with one of the longer brushes, but because it is a smaller star that we're doing, I'm going to come in with a smaller brush. So where you place your dot, you're not curing it. You're going to use the product that's there. You can add a little bit to your brush if you want to, but just don't load your brush up too much that you've got a big ball on the end of it. And you're going to use this bit here that you've just dropped on, and you're going to drag through in a straight line. Okay, so it's a really fine line. You don't want to go too thick with this because you want the design to look quite delicate, and then you're coming in from the other side and you're dragging that side down as well, and from the middle to the side, and again to the other side. Now you can either leave it as a star just like that if you want to, or if you want to add a little bit more detail, you can come in and put some other smaller lines just diagonally in between. It really is personal preference. And sometimes I do a mixture of both of these. See, simple as that. Okay, and then I'm going to add another one just lower down here. So again, you want to go back in with your dotting tool. In fact, I'm going to use this side, so I'm going to use the smaller side. I'm going to place a small dot just there, so you see it's really, really tiny dot. And again, we're going to do the same thing, dragging across, down, across the other side, and then back up. And then it looks more like a little twinkle star there. So I've got a bigger star and a little twinkle star. And I think I'm going to come in with one more little twinkle star just here. So again, here's the smaller one. Don't want it exactly the same place, so I'm going to come slightly further down here, and I'm going to place a dot just there and do the same thing. So this is how you go about doing your stars. They're really, really easy to do. Doesn't take a lot, but they look really effective, and you can come in with any colour that you want. So you could come in with silver, you could come in with gold. Okay, so I've done those. And I am also going to come in, I've just realised I've got to do the top of this bauble. So where we've done the circle of the bauble, you just need to add that little part there to the top. So I am just going to come in just here and here, just to create that top section of the bauble. Oops. Okay, and again, because I want to add a little bit more detail, I'm going to come in again with my dotting tool, and I'm going to use both sides of my dotting tool to create some little snowdrops. So we can come in with the bigger one, and you'll find as you start to get less on your brush anyway, you can do smaller dots, or you can just swap it over and come in with some small dots. So you can see there, you've got some snowflakes, you've got some stars, and you've got your bauble. Now that now needs to be cured. So you would pop that into the lamp. Obviously, if you were doing your client's hands, you could do all your nails and then pop it in for a full cure. So you would then need to top coat that once you've applied all of the work that you need to do, like your detail work. You top coat that, and you would top coat it with your Express 5 top coat or a thin coat. You wouldn't use a Jura Force or an original top coat because it would just be too thick. So just a quick Express 5 thin coat, just so that that's covered, and you can now go on and work. Now what I've done is I popped on my palette here the Brill Bird Geo1, I think it is, yeah, which is the white art gel, just because it is slightly thicker than the CND Shellac there, because I'm coming in and I'm doing my detail work around the bauble. Okay, so we're starting at the top, and I'm just going to draw around the bauble. So I'm quite happy with that. And then the design I want for inside it is the Christmas tree. Obviously you can put whatever design you want in. I'm just going to stick with the Christmas tree. So I'm going to start at the top here, and you basically just want to draw a triangle. So depending on how, you can obviously either do it like a nice big fat Christmas tree, a thin Christmas tree, you can have as many as you want. I'm going to come in and I'm just going to slightly angle my tree so it's a bit of a thinner one. So when I did it on that one, I just did a triangle, then another triangle, then another triangle. Obviously I'm doing this slightly different. And I am just going to pop inside this one, I'm going to pop a little bit of snow in there. Almost like it's a snow globe. Make sure again that you've got enough gel so that the sparkle does cling to it when you put it on. Okay, so I'm happy with that. And now I'm going to come in with my big dotting tool, because I want a nice big dot here. And then I'll bring it up with a little bit of a gap, and then as you come up it'll get smaller and smaller anyway. Okay, and once you've done that, so this product now is wet, so I'm going to use this glitter here, which is a Yours Element glitter. I'm going to come in just with the back of a pop stick, and again, because this isn't a client's finger, I can hold it over here. If it was a client's finger, you would not be holding it over here because you don't want to contaminate. And then you pour in this onto your design. Make sure you cover in all the gel that you've popped on. Okay. And then tap it off. Make sure it's covered. If you feel like it needs some more, go back in, pop some more on. Tap it off. Now that does need to go into the lamp to be cured, because it is an uncured product. So that's now out of the lamp. So what you need is a firm brush to be able to dust off the glitter. And as you'll see, the glitter has stuck to the gel. So it won't be on any of this that you've top coated, okay? But it will be on your tree, your bauble, and it creates that sort of look. And as I say, you can do that with any colour. So obviously I've gone in with, and I've used a slightly different coloured glitter there, so that one's kind of got more green in. And you can do that with any sort of colour scheme that you want. So that's your first one. I'm now going to move on to this one here. So this is a little bit of cable knit. So as you can see, I've done a couple of other different ones here, so you can see some different designs here. So where we've used a green and then a white and alternated it, and then gone over with the alternate colours as well and done the cable knit. On this one here, I've gone over with a sort of browny sort of colour, nudie brown, and then I've come over the top with the cable knit, and then I've used a powder over the top to create a bit of a contrasting colour. So there's quite a lot of different designs you can do. And then also on this one, which I'll show you in a minute when I come to do this one, I've used like a sparkle to go over the cable knit, so you can just about make out the cable knit through that, so it adds another dimension to it. So for this, what we need to do is, I've already applied a background colour, which this is Sage Scarf in your CND. And then as a contrast, because we want the heart in the middle, I'm actually just going to come in with Magic Topiri. So again, you want your nail art palette, and you're just going to pop your colour on. And you're going to come in and do your heart. So similar to how we did the circle and we got the cross, we're going to come in, we're going to map it out. Okay, so I'm going to use my large dotting tool and I'm going to pop that one there, and then I'm going to pop that one there, and I'm going to, in the centre, I'm going to pop a little dot there, and I'm going to make my heart. Make sure you're happy with how even the top is. Okay, so then you need to pop that into the lamp and cure. So then you come in with your matte top coat. So I'm going to use CND's matte top coat. That's obviously if you want a matte background, which in this case I do. Obviously if you want it to be shiny, then you can just go straight in with your Express 5, Duraforce or Original, whatever you want to use. Okay, so you do need to come over with your disperse just to remove that inhibition layer. And then what I'm going to do is come in and pop the cable knit on. So for this design, what I want to do is I am going to do a bit of a mixture of colour now. So because I want a bit of a contrast against this heart, I need to come in with a sage scarf again. I'm just going to pop that one onto my palette, and then get your brush, make sure it's clean from the colour that you were using. And now you're going to come and draw around the outline of that heart. Design wise here, I'm going to stick with a similar sort of design. And then back to the other colour, and I'm going to come down with my lines. And then I'm coming in with this colour now. Obviously you can do it all the same colour if you want to, but I just wanted to add a different element to this so that you can see. So this time I'm coming in with a bit of a wavy line. And I'm going to come the opposite way to this side. Go back over again. Okay, so that's that design. And then what you're going to do, where before I did the sugaring technique, because this is a cable knit, you come in with a clear acrylic powder. So I use NSI, and this one is totally clear. And you're just coming in over the top and you're putting it onto the design. Obviously make sure you're happy with your design before you go ahead and do that. And don't forget, remember, because it is a matte top coat that you've used over it, if you're not happy with the design that you've done over the top, you can wipe it off and start again. So if you go wrong, it's not a problem. So make sure that is completely covered, which mine now is, and you would do the same thing. That's got to go in the lamp to cure because the gel underneath hasn't cured. You need to pop that into the lamp to cure. So if I show you on these ones what I've done, this one is slightly different. So the cable knit here, I've done a different pattern. So it's the same thing. I've used the gel polish and I've drew my cable knit design on. I've gone around that heart, pop that on. The difference here is I've decided to add a bit of glitter into the heart. Obviously this one we've gone matte top coat, and I've used the one colour in the background again, slightly different colour for the heart. Okay, and now we're going to come in and do this design here. So again, I've already pre-coloured a pop stick, and I've decided to go, so obviously you've got your two different coloured pinks here, and you've got your silver and your silver with your rice vapour over the top. And this time I've come in with these two colours. So I've got peacock plume, as the bottom part, and then Creekside as the top one. But again, you could do any creek. So I've popped a little bit more of the peacock plume onto my palette. Now, same as before, you've applied your top coat, so you need to make sure now that you're removing that inhibition layer. Okay. And we're going to come in with the cable knit. So we're going to do this bottom section here. So like I've just shown you a minute ago, you're using your brush and you're drawing a line straight across. To create that top section, and then you're going to come a little bit further down here. And you're going to do another line, and then we're going to come down this way. Nice, neat, straight lines in between, just to create that sort of hem of a jumper, or like, you know, like the sleeve of a jumper. So you'll see that that I've created. So then now we're going to come in with the bottom half of the jumper. So you almost doing like an S for this one. So start in the center and you're coming down, over and back down again. Okay. And then you're doing exactly the same thing here. You're starting from there and you're coming down, over to the right and back down again, like that S shape that we're creating. And again, you can go back over and thicken these up if you want to, if you feel they need it. Okay, so obviously if you were following this all the way down, you would then come here again. So we've got to carry it on down as if we were doing the jumper. So you're coming down and you're angling that off just slightly, because you've just got that there, very tip in there. So you're coming over to the side, and the same here. You're going to need to come down as if that's the tail end of the one above. Okay. So that one can go in there like that. Okay. Bring that closer so you can see, almost like a chain link really. All right, and then at the sides you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever design that you want. If you want to do another row of those, you can do another row of those, but what I've done on here, I've just got it coming down. So with nail art, when I'm doing nail art, I always, obviously it depends whether you're right-handed or left-handed. Obviously I'm right-handed, so what I tend to do is, if I'm doing a client, say this is a client's finger, I will use my little finger to rest on, so that I can get my lines really, really accurate. Always use my little finger to rest it on and to draw, so that I can be precise. Unfortunately, the next part of the video didn't record, so just to let you know, I've gone over with clear acrylic powder and then I've come in with a dotting tool to create my snowflake. Just going to add a little caviar bead into it. You can either add a little bit of extra gel if you want to, so that it sticks to that, or I've got some Crystal Nails Gem Glow. I just use a cheap brush from eBay that I don't mind having glue on. And then you just place in the centre of my snowflake, I'm just going to pop a little bit of the glue. And then I'm going to come in with one of my caviar beads. And I'm just going to place it on top like that. Okay, and then I'm going to pop that into the lamp to cure. Because this is art gel, you don't need to top coat it. So you cable knit at the bottom and then your snowflake at the top. I'm going to come in now and show you how I've done the Christmas pudding. So on this one, I've done a bit of a tortoise nail. as the Christmas pudding, and then put a bit of the gold leaf in. And this one I've done a glitter. Now I have shown you in previous videos how I do the tortoise shell, so I'm not going to show you that one today. I'm just going to come in and do my glitter. So base coat I've already applied Unlocked. Again, you can choose whatever colour you like. I just want to mix it up so you've got a combination of ones here. And then I'm going to come in with brown ametrine from Yours. So it's like a glitter again. Now with this, I'm mixing this in with a top coat. This is something that you can either burnish into the tacky inhibition layer, or you can, but then obviously you run the risk of it sort of sticking to the other parts of it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in with a top coat, or you can apply it into a base coat. It's entirely up to you. So as you can see, this is more of a powder rather than a glitter. Obviously you can come in with a thick glitter if you wanted to. I quite like the look of this one, the contrast of this, so I'm going to try powder rather than a glitter. You just want to add a little bit of that pigment into your top coat. If you're anything like me, you want to pop your lid back on, because I'm very clumsy and I'll end up spilling half of it, and just clear any mess that you've made. Okay, and then I'm just going to mix that in with the top coat. Okay, if you need to add a bit more top coat, add a bit more top coat. And then I'm going to come in, so I'm going to actually come in with my oval gel brush. Just scrape that off. Okay, and I'm just going to come in and do my Christmas pudding. Okay, so there's my pudding, and I'm going to go in and cure that. Now we're going to create that white part. So again, you're going to need to come in with, I'm coming in with my white Go1 art gel from Brill Bird, and just popping some fresh gel onto my palette. And then I'm coming in with a dotting tool to create the drip. So I'm going to have quite a big drip here, I think, and then a slightly longer one here. And then you come in around the top of your pudding. This is a really easy one to do. Okay, so you've created all your drip marks, and then that will need to go in. It's up to you. You can flash cure that as long as you fully cure at the end, so you can come in and do your other work. So give that a quick 10-second flash cure if you wanted to. And again, you're going to need a nice red. So I'm coming in now with Devil Red. If you've got art gel and you want something a bit thicker, you can come in with that obviously as well. You don't need loads because you're only going to put a couple of dots. So depending on how big you want them. So I'm going to go one here. One there. And I'm going to put one there. Okay. And again, give it a flash cure. You can do it the other way around if you want to. You can have 2 berries at the bottom, 1 at the top, and have them coming out that way. Entirely up to you, your choice. I'm going to choose this darker. So obviously I've got a lighter one there and I've got a darker one there. I'm going to come in with the darker colour here. So I'm just using Aura. Now for this one, I'm going to come in and use my little detail brush, the teeny one, to create your holly. So I'm going to do one here. You can come in with a lighter colour. And just draw in some finer detail. And then here on your berries, you just want to add a little bit of highlight. So you just want to come in at the top. And create a little bit of a highlight there. and then that can go in for a full cure. So you do need to come in and top coat this one, and if you are concerned that some of it is slightly more raised than other parts, and because this is on a client's fingernail, you think it will annoy them, you can actually apply a layer of base coat, and what that will do is it'll help to just self level the additional nail art that you've put to it. And obviously with it being a base coat, it needs a 10-second flash cure, and then you can then come in with your top coat. Obviously this is just on a pop stick, so I'm just going straight in with my top coat and popping it in for a full cure, and that's that. So I'm going to move on to this one here now, and I'm going to do it on a green background, and this is a really nice easy one to do that you can add to a set of nails. So say for example you've got a bit of nail art on one and you just want to add something so it's not loads of really intricate art to do. This is a really good one to finish off a set. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come in with She's a Gem from CND, and I'm popping it over. So this is Magic Topiary that's already on here. So you've got 2 coats of that, and I have not I've cured it, but I've not put a base coat on. So that is a tacky inhibition layer, because at some point I am going to come in and put this glitter over the top. So I'm using Erin's favourite, which is a long detailer brush. I'm coating all of that, and I'm starting from the top and I'm pulling all the way down. Okay, nice straight line. You can always go back over if you want. Okay, and then I'm also going to come in from the side here. Okay, so you're sort of creating a cross, and then you need to pop that in to cure. And then you want to come in with a slightly different colour. So I'm going to come in with a gold on this. So again, you drag in your brush through that gold. Nice, simple, easy design there to work with. And then I'm going to come in with a bit of silver. Why not? Don't know what it'll look like, but that's all part and parcel of trying something and doing a bit of nail art. So I'm going to go for a bit of silver, and I'm going to come down this side here. So you can either leave it like that, or you can add another. I think I might add another. You know what I mean? This one is so easy to do. You're literally just drawing lines, and your brush, if it's a good brush, will do the work for you. So that needs to now go on a full cure. So you can either leave that as it is, or if you want to add something extra to it like I've done in this one, you can then come in and pop some sparkle. So I'm just going to show you with a hint of sparkle. So that has all cured, but it will still be tacky. And then I'm coming in with a sparkle over the top, because it's Christmas, so why not? Okay, so that's that one out. So you'll see that sparkle over the top just adds another little element to it. I'll just show you up close. And that's all of those there. I'll just show you these ones. And that's all of the designs completed. So there are another 5 designs that I'm going to show you in a separate video to this. So it will be Christmas Designs Part 2. and that will be a mixture of other things for you to have a look at and see what you think. As always, guys, if there is anything else that you would like to see, if there's anything you'd like to know, any questions, please pop them in the comments below. And if you do like what you see, do give my social media channels a like and a follow as well, please, guys. That would really make my day. Thanks ever so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.